Hello and welcome to yet another Game Train podcast. It's a very, very, very special one today. For those that don't know, this is episode 100 of Game Train. That's right. We've actually reached the triple digits here. Oh my gosh. Well,
that's so much time with you.
I know, right? It is the 1st of May, 2021. We are broadcasting live on Twitch through the Generozity Twitch channel right now, raising money for cure cancer as we go here today. So folks in the chat there, if you could donate, you guys are all wonderful people.
Yes,
and
please.
Everyone's generosity has been amazing so far. But yes, I'm Callan Davison. Here's Carl Smith.
Hello, also known as The Lyrical.
Also known, I'm Carl the Lyrical Smith. That's the first time I've missed it in like, I don't know how many episodes now.
No, that's fine. You're doing really good.
I know.
I haven't said anything, so
but
you're doing really well.
So normally on the Game Train podcast, we sit down and review the latest games, talk about gaming news, etc. We aren't doing that today. Because of this milestone episode, we're actually going to go through our whole podcast journey, which started 4 years ago.
Very fast.
Very, very fast?
Well, I mean...
Oh, yeah.
We're not going to take 4 years to do it.
No, but we started 4 years ago.
Yeah, we did.
Well done. All right, so yeah, let's kick back into it. So, for those that don't know, Carl and I actually met 20 years ago, back in 2001, through a mutual friend of ours, Degs.
Degs.
Little baby.
Little babies.
Yeah. We were little youngsters back then.
20 years ago, yeah, I was a small baby.
And we became friends back then, when we were still in high school, etc. But then, I'd say we drifted apart through the late 2000s. We didn't talk or see each other for years.
Yeah, I moved away, didn't do a lot of stuff.
Yep.
Even in Noosa anymore. I wasn't hanging out in the sunny coast.
Yeah.
A lot of live music.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and I moved away as well. I went overseas, etc. But when I came back from overseas, I'd had a big break from video gaming, and everyone knows how much I love video games. But when I came back, there was something different, there was something missing, and I didn't know kind of what it was. Like, people that I used to play with had moved on. Maybe I'd grown up a bit myself. I don't think I have now.
That's not it.
No. But things like, life moves on. So it was weird coming back to Australia and trying to reconnect with people and stuff. But Carl was someone I actually hadn't thought about or spoken about for a long time.
Yeah, I feel that.
And
just randomly.
It wasn't until this one day on Facebook I saw him post about Metal Gear Solid 5. And I'm like, Carl, yes. So I messaged him like, dude, I'm playing too. We just started talking about it. And then that went on from there. And then
like, how good is this game? I know, right?
Yeah.
I know. I think I know the post too. It was because Hideo Kojima's name got taken off Metal Gear Solid 5.
Yes.
So I'd written it on my brand new copy with a silver nickel and took a photo, and I was like,
That's right. And then went on from there. Fallout 4 came out. We're discussing that, and things went on from there. I'd met another person at work, Dave, who was doing a movie podcast, and I'd been discussing with him about his podcast a fair bit. And I thought to myself, I'd love to do a video game podcast. I think that'd be really fun to try and do. But in Melbourne, I couldn't find anyone. I was looking for someone around me or something to be able to do it, because I didn't understand sort of trying to do something remote like that. And talking to Dave
before it was cool.
Yeah. And I was talking to Dave about his, and he's like, oh yeah, I do mine in Melbourne, but my friend lives in Townsville. I'm like, how do you do this? And he explained to me, well, we both record our own audio through the conversation and we edit it together. I went, oh my god. So late 2016, through one of Carl and I's random gaming talks, we were on Final Fantasy 15 at the time. We were just talking. I said, mate, I've got a random idea, and just hear me out. Do you want to start a video game podcast? And he went,
yep. I was like looking at life and all the other things, and I'm like, it's music, and then I'm talking, and then playing video games, and I spent so long. The thing about the podcast, it was more like consolidating, because I have like all these different groups of friends and my brothers and family and everything like that, but all in different, like my music crew and my old high school crew and like different friends I've met through totally unrelated things like online. And so I've got all these different chats, and I love talking about the games to them. So I was talking at all of those different places with different discussions, all games. I'm like, wouldn't it be easier if we just... And so when they're like, what do you think of this new game, The Witcher or whatever? I'm like, check out podcast 42. Probably not the most friendship type thing.
Yeah.
But it's just nice to have all our thoughts consolidated and kept on record like that, because it is hilarious to go back and I especially like this comment by Lucy Meg here that says, my parents probably weren't even ready for a baby when these two met.
Wow, it's been that long. Oof. From there we started discussing. I explained to Carl how it would work. He's like, yep. So the next thing was a name. So, we had to come up with a name. And we threw lots of different names around. We can't actually remember a lot of the original ideas, but they were terrible. Nothing fit, different, right? Yeah. Nothing fit at all.
I remember you just wanted something like Hype Train.
No, well, that's what I'm about to go into next. And I remember sitting down at work one day, and I was just sitting there, and the telly was on in the background, and I was still trying to think of a name, and the trailer for Train Spotting 2 came on.
Wow.
Yeah, and I was watching it, and I went, Train Spotting, and I went, Game Spotting. I went, no, wait, that's a thing already. It's been a thing for a long time. Game Spot, of course. I'm like, no, we can't look like a rip-off. And I went, Train. I went, Hype Train. Everyone's sort of throwing the words Hype Train around. I'm like, the Hype Train podcast. And I thought about it. I went, if it's called the Hype Train podcast, people are going to want us to be excited and stoked for everything. I'm like, that won't work, because there's going to be times when we disagree or don't like something or have strong opinions on something, etc. But yeah, it was one of those things. I looked at it again. I went Hype Train. Then I went Game Train. And I asked a couple other people at work as well. I think even before I spoke to you, I actually spoke to Dave, the guy of the movie podcast. I said, what do you think of this for a name? He went, yeah, could work. And then I messaged Carl, and I said, Carl, what do you think?
Yeah, and it was weird, because it was like one of those, just like, that's too easy.
Yeah.
It rhymes, it feels good. Like, we, did the usual, looked up everything, like, where's the other game trains? Couldn't find anything. We're like, we're on.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Things.
So, from there, came up the logo. Now, this is the logo we've kept the whole time, as you can see on our chest here. Now, this came about because Carl's little display picture on PlayStation was his little digital avatar here. And, and I looked at it and went, that'd be kind of cool. I said, do you reckon you could do something with that?
Can you do me like that?
Yeah, he's like, yeah, leave it with me, because he's the graphic design guy. And, it went on from there. So, he came up with the image, and we've sort of stuck with it ever since.
Yeah, and the font, speaks for itself. It's just old school, retro.
Yeah.
I don't like what you're doing now.
That's right. So, it then came down to podcast record day for our very first episode. We had the name, we had the logo, it was time to do a podcast, and we set the date around the time in 2017 when Breath of the Wild and Horizon Zero Dawn launched.
Too much.
And the Switch as well. Because we looked at it from about a month out and went, that'll be a great time, because there'll be so much to talk about.
Yes,
it's really interesting. We'll kick off with this. So this is where it went. And I've brought in a clip from our very first episode.
Now, if anyone hasn't had coffee, now's a good time to go away.
I hadn't listened to this in 4 years until I clicked this up the other day.
And break.
I decided to bring it in so Carl could have a listen as well and see what he thinks. So this goes for like a minute.
We have to 40. Be pretty romantic here.
Yeah, so this is the only way we can hear it. So get ready to listen to how the original podcast started 4 years ago.
We should have champagne like this.
We're cute. All right, so who kicks off?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know what. Okay. Well, we should really have a jingle.
I know. I think we do need a jingle or something at the start.
Why don't we talk about
What was that?
Yeah, I'm not going to use that. No. Maybe that's it. I don't know. Hey guys, welcome to Game Train, where we're going to talk about our ideas, our opinions on a bunch of games. We're going to be here every fortnight, so come back. There he is. There's the man. Okay. Let's do this thing. Episode 1.
Oh!
If you're listening, very lucky. This is the first time we're all in this together. You gotta be in it for the whole thing now.
Well, they ain't getting off this train.
Oh,
man. All right.
All right. What a time to start. It's kind of like we're drowning in the middle of an ocean of games. We kind of should have started at the start of the year, but no one saw it coming.
What a ridiculous year! Like,
oh my god,
so far, you normally expect November to be like the peak time of the year, which it normally is every year, regardless.
Yeah, and probably still will be.
Where are you?
And it still will be.
Am I in the bathroom?
Yeah.
It's just opened early.
Are you washing your
and
hands?
been flooded with games. Like, it's just... And not just any games, like top
Good
quality
refurb
games.
on you
Like,
there.
Yeah.
like titles that you expect to come out at the end of the year during that Christmas rush.
Are we
And they'll
separated
all
right
be
now?
suited to go in that time. And they'll
You're in
probably
Melbourne,
stand
right?
on their own.
Yeah.
Wow. They've all just come out early. Like, it's just been ridiculous. Like...
This is...
And yeah, so that's a little clip from
Oh my
it. So,
God.
and that goes on for another 1.5 hours. But do you know what I loved about it when I listened to it the other day?
Yeah.
How reserved and relaxed. You're like, hello and welcome to Game Trend, where we're going to give you our opinions and
Our thoughts and ideas.
Yeah, I just couldn't stop laughing.
Oh my God.
But you're a relaxed guy already, but just how relaxed? I was just like, dude, like, were you just like on a banana lounge?
I love that. I'm like, it's just that we're surrounded by games and there's so much to talk about.
Yeah, and then I'm in the bathroom like, hey guys, we're going
Yeah, I'll be there in a second.
Yeah,
and watching.
so bad. But that was our very, very first episode, and it was so funny when we're like, we'll be here every fortnight. Whoopsie! I broke a promise already. But yeah, so that was episode 1. We did that and put it up, and we're like, well, done one episode, let's do more. And it went on from there, and the podcast started to evolve. So even, we didn't have a jingle at the start. Carl made noises and just put that in there. It wasn't until episode 2 that the actual train noise came in. And then
Genius idea,
I was messing around with other sound effects throughout, putting weird sounds under things when we were talking about things.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of worked, kind of didn't. And I'm like, no, we won't go with this. And I came up with ideas of segments, as they call it, segment the podcast. Rather than just talking for 1 hour, I said, why don't we split it into segments, come up with some ideas, just so each time we do a podcast, people go, oh, I love the segment that's coming up. Something that people tune in to listen to. So, just over the next couple of months, we came up with the news segment, of course. We came up with doing a set review on a game, and then talking about games we've been playing. So it's the games we've been playing thing, which is just random stuff. And then we started dropping ideas around, first up, For the Lane and Hype Train first. So something we didn't like and something we're looking forward to. I love that. I love that sort of thing that you can...
Lane train, hype
yeah,
train.
because people go, oh, what's your lane train going to be next? Or your hype train. And then I think the following year we eventually added the love train, something that we loved at the moment as well, just to separate those two. And there was other segments that came and went at different times that we played around with. There was one we went through all the games of our lives, but
that was fun.
That was fun.
Really liked
where
that
we
one.
talked
I
about
forgot about
one
that.
game each year we'd been alive for, but then we caught up and was like, oh, what do we do now?
Yeah, it turns out we're not that old.
Yeah, we're not that old yet. But yeah, so yeah, that was really, really fun. And yeah, this whole time Carl's making amazing episode picks, etc.
I had so much fun with those.
Oh, he had so
I'm still
much.
enjoying those. As soon as
So
I made this logo idea, I was like, well, that's what we're gonna do from now on. So every single episode, we just take a photo of the actual. Well, we don't take a photo. We find a photo of the game we're talking about as the main review, and just put us in there somewhere. And it's such a simple thing, but I go in to more detail than I ever need to, or anyone cares about, because it's a very, very small in your podcast, like whatever app you're using. Some apps don't show it. Most show it too small to care.
That's
And
right.
It's a podcast, but I do like different colors and shading and mix it and color correct the picture. It doesn't matter, but I have the best time.
That's right. Yeah, it's great. I love some of them that you've come up with. Some are just I just laugh. At
Yeah,
They're just
I
such
never
a
show
random-
Cal until it's like time to put it up. I'm like, here's the picture, and it's like, well, okay, I guess so.
Yeah. But yeah, we started making episodes every couple of weeks, etc. And then Carl came up with a unique idea. And he was like, I'm going to randomly ask for a video game for us to review.
Oh yeah,
And I was
The
like,
whole thing.
wait, what? He's like, yeah, just, I don't know, write to them or something. And I was like, sure, why not? I guess. So he wrote to the company that made Rhyme first, actually. So there was two that we got kind of back to back. Rhyme and Cloudcatcher Chronicles,
Yeah,
which was an
Cloudcatcher
Aussie game
Chronicles.
we made. And we weren't expecting anything, but then suddenly we got sync codes for these games. We were like, wait, what? That actually is a thing? We're like, so I think this was about episode 7 or something. We got our first free game.
Was it? That's pretty good. That's good. Wow.
Yeah.
I was so stoked. Like, I was like, well, we've done it. We've peaked.
Yeah, we've out. We've peaked
top
now.
of the mountain.
But and so we decided to reach out and start forming relationships with publishers, asking for codes to review, etc. And you know what? Over the journey, it's been fantastic. So I'd like to say thank you to all the support from all the publishers that have sent us things over the journey. We've tried to hold up our end of the bargain, give our honest opinions on all those games, etc., and plus hardware as well that we have been sent. So once again, thank you you all so much. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And we're very humbled by it as well. But yeah, so on from there, after this sort of happened, there was an expo. Now this is when you rolled a video job. Of EB Games Expo 2017. Now, I can't remember how this happened. I can't remember if we wrote to them or they wrote to us, somehow found us. Did they find us?
Hey, Nutties, $250
oh my gosh,
donated.
Nutties FC, thank you
Look,
you
this guy's
so
stoked
much.
about that.
Thank you
Check
so much,
that out.
Nutties FC.
By the way, before we keep going, this is all filmed and edited by Genghis Twan, who's in the chat today. Absolutely legendary. He's this secret, hidden person that does our visual stuff if we ever go do fun adventures like this. So he's had a year off.
Yes.
Actually.
Yes, he has.
But that's who is behind all of this secret stuff. Just so you know, obviously there has to be someone following us.
Yeah, but yeah, we ended up getting free media passes. We're like, oh my god, we're media now. What? How is it happening? So we went and hung out there for a day, met a bunch of publishers, checked out a bunch of really cool stuff, got to play some games early. It was a really fun experience. The EB Games Expo doesn't exist anymore. It's gone.
Yes, it is, because, I mean, yep.
Yeah. But, it's gone. It's been absorbed into PAX. So then, not long after that, and Joel, get ready to roll the next video. The other big expo, so I think it was only a matter of weeks between the two.
Was there?
Yes.
Oh, what a time.
Was PAX 2017. So I'd been to PAX 2015. I've spoken about this on the podcast. How I didn't have the best time there, etc. So it was time to go again and try another PAX, right? And so Genghis Twan came along, Carl and I again. Look how excited we look.
This is where our love relationship with PAX all started.
That's right. We had such a great time.
Man,
here.
I fell in love hard. Hey,
spending 3 days there, hanging out, checking out games again, but meeting up with people. I got to meet up with other content creators, which I'd only spoken to along the way, etc. And it was really, really cool to meet these people. I think I met the Inconsolables there for the first time. Did I meet Mrs. Lalate there, or was that the following year? I can't remember now. Maybe it was the following year, because the year that you weren't there. I don't know.
Could be. Oh,
yes, I think it was. But I met a bunch of other content creators, etc. along the way. We saw all awesome artwork, and we just fell in love with this place.
Man, PAX was different. That's awesome.
We also recorded a podcast there at PAX because Carl and I are really never in the same room for things. So it was exciting to actually go there and record a podcast there. And there was a little article.
That was with Audio Technica, right?
No, it was not.
Yeah, but it wasn't.
No,
right.
so...
I don't have a notebook.
Yeah, that's all right. I'm going off memory here. No, there was a little article posted in this Facebook group that we're in with AGPN. A little guy called Joel Rennie put up a post. Hey, anyone that would like to record a podcast at PAX, let me know, and we've got a thing down on the promenade you can record. So we originally tried to get into the Audio Technica booth, but we never actually did hear back that time. In the years later, we would end up going in there and recording. But this year, we went and met Joel Rennie, and it was so much fun to go in there, record a podcast here at PAX, and meet Joel, which led from there into Generozity down the track, etc., which was...
And now he's playing this video for us.
He's playing this video as we are talking here right now. So it was great meeting him that day, and I think we went out on a drink with Austin and Zach, which was good fun as well. Just meeting new people, etc. It was such an awesome experience. I'm just sort of watching a video.
How good is this video?
I know. I absolutely love this video.
Is that Danielle?
What?
Is that? Yeah, that's. Was it? It's Danielle.
Is that where is Danielle?
Yeah. That's
Wait,
right,
what?
right
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
Oh my god! How incredible is that? Because
Oh, you got footage of the.
yeah. Oh, there's Joel on the stage.
Oh my! Look at this. Are we having a good time? Look at us.
Look,
We're so
there's
young
Joel
and
on
happy.
the stage.
Oh my
I was talking
god.
to Joel about this last night when I first saw him on the stage.
Hey Genghis Twan, thanks for this video. This is just the best.
Yeah.
We should have just repeated this back to back for an hour.
Yeah, that was insane. But
Here she is.
yeah, we had so much fun there, and it led to a lot of things from there. And then so we decided to up our game next. Well, this is my stupid.
Where is Danielle?
There it is. Yeah, there is Danielle right there, who has done things for Generozity in the past. Wow, that's just a random thing here.
It is, my friend.
I know. So yeah, we decided to up our game after this. We're like, all right, so we got media for EB games. We didn't for PAX, but I obtained one along the way, and ended up going there as media in the end.
Yep. Worked it out.
And then there was something that I always wanted to go to since I was a teenager, which is the biggest expo in the world, E3. And I spoke to Carl and I said, look, I've got a stupid idea. Why don't we try and get E3 passes?
Which is in LA for those who don't know.
Which is in LA,
So,
held in June each year.
No, dumb idea.
Yeah, he said, he said you're an idiot. You're just going to embarrass yourself here. I was like, I said, mate, but everything we've done so far in terms of getting things from companies and that, I said, we've just asked and we've been told no. It doesn't hurt. You just say no, we move on, and we just cover E3 as we kind of do from home. And he's like, you know what? Do it.
Fuck it. Yeah, let's go.
Go and do it. I'm like, so I sent in the application. I said, Carl, sent mine in, send in yours. So he sent in his as well, the exact same info as mine, but Carl Smith instead of Callan Davis because we're two different people. So we sent in these forms, and a few weeks later came back. Hey, Callan, congratulations. You've been accepted into E3 Media Pass. I was like, oh my god. Day later, Carl gets an email. Hey, Carl, sorry, but your application's been rejected.
Yeah. And the reason was, your publication doesn't actually have enough fans and stuff. And I was like, you know what? That's fine. And that makes sense. Of course. That's what I thought would happen. However, my friend Callan, you see, in the same publication.
Yes. Well, we discussed this beforehand because you're like, are you going to go by yourself? I said, I'm not going without you. No way am I going without you. And I said to Carl, I said, look, again, let's just throw one out there. Say you had the exact same qualifications, everything the same as me. And Carl's like, dude, if I do that and they take your pass off you, I'm going to be so sad. I said, but we haven't been or done anything with it yet. It's fine. If it goes, it'll be one that we missed, and we move on. And I said, just give it a go.
Just give it a shot.
So Carl wrote in.
Yeah.
A couple of days later,
sent through all that sense. I was like, you know who we are? We have 40 listeners, man.
Yes. Yeah.
From Brisbane and Melbourne.
That's right. And a couple of days later, email come back, congratulations, Carl, you got a media pass. I'm like, I worked. So by that stage, as Vastos says there in the chat, it was more just screaming, jumping. That is very true. I was
there was a lot of
very excited to be going to EB. Joel, please roll the next video. So we ended up going to E3 2018.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen over here, if any of you guys want to join us for the party real quick.
You want to join their party real quick?
Yeah, just real quick, just a quick little song over here.
Oh, what kind of song are we talking about? What are we
something,
singing?
I don't know, something you guys might like, hopefully. Oh yeah.
What's going on, cowboy?
Almost heaven.
Oh, audio. Oh no.
Yeah, please turn off the audio, Joel.
You can find all this audio properly. Can't hear Callan, bro. Jeez, Joel.
Thanks, Joel. How long was I out for?
I'm tired.
When we cut the video.
Yeah.
Okay, alright. So we got to go on this journey because of the podcast to somewhere that both of us had always wanted to go to. and it was an incredible experience to go here. Actually, a lot of people haven't seen this footage because we actually never ended up doing anything with it by this video that's on now.
Yeah, this is up on YouTube if you want to actually hear what Joel just cut out and put in.
Yeah, that's right. But it was so much fun. As we said, it was a huge expo. Again, got to meet a bunch of developers and publishers. I got to go to the Microsoft Theatre to watch their presentation, which was incredible to be in one of those big rooms where everyone's going nuts for all the new announcements. Like, the energy in that room was wild. It was wild. But yeah, it was. Yeah, it was, so for those that are listening later on, we are playing out some videos in the background here at the moment.
Oh yeah, podcast listeners.
Right.
Thanks for still being here, guys. Oh my goodness!
I know, right?
We've been watching some movies. Oh wow!
It's cool. People understand what we do. They know
we'll upload this somewhere.
And that's right, we will save this.
Wait till episode 101. We're going to be so professional.
Alright, that's right. We're going to be like new age. But, Carl, tell me your thoughts on the E3 20.
Man, this blew my mind. Like, because I got to see E3, but then I got to, like, just being in LA and seeing that the gaming hype there is, kind of what's fed ours over here. And so many of the developers that we love and adore are actually just from there. And just being in that world, not just the gaming itself, but the culture was different. Like, which is crazy because in LA, outside, it felt like an alien world, but inside actual E3, it was the same as anywhere else. Like if we were at PAX or...
you guys just hit that
sorry to interrupt. That's right.
Oh my God, that is so good.
Dollars raised for cure cancer so far. Thank you,
so
Ben.
much.
Thank you so much for that.
Ben Hassick,
oh my gosh, you're an absolute legend, Ben. Thank you.
Holy Majulis. Hey, there's a lot of footage here. Check all this out.
I know.
Look at your confidence. Look at this.
Yeah, I know. Just walking up to random people and interviewing them around the convention, that was just bizarre, wasn't it?
Fun.
Yeah.
So fun.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, it was a crazy time. We got to play so many games and things, and we had such a great time there. At times. So Carl's LA Adventures! But that's a different podcast. That's true crime.
Oh my God. The E3 part of LA was fantastic.
That's right.
No more comments.
That's right. But yeah, look, it's a place I'd always like to go back to again one day. But who knows when that will be now with the world that it is. Hey?
I said have fun.
Yeah, have fun. Have fun. But yeah, for that experience alone, like, that was just absolutely the most insane thing to do and be a part of. How are we going for time, by the way?
Yeah, we got 15 whole minutes.
Oh my gosh. We can go a little over, though.
Yeah.
Just a little over, guys. So, because we started a little late, so we're going to go a little over.
Yeah,
so.
sorry, now it's so hard.
No, it's good. We got this.
All right, so yeah, keep these videos going, Joel. And then after the video kind of done a bit more, load up the images.
Oh, images! I'm so excited.
As we keep going here. But yeah, and look, it always hasn't been good times, though.
No, of course not.
No, like, it's been a big journey, and there's been times when the podcast has almost died multiple times.
As I think most podcasts can attest to.
Yeah, like where, for different reasons, you feel the burnout, your life gets way too busy, and things like that, or just other things. There's been times when Carl's like, dude, I can't do this anymore. Yeah, and he'll send me pages of text outlining why you can't do it anymore.
I'm saying, you don't have the time, I can't do it. I've got music tours, and I have this thing to do at home, and there's just no windows to play the games for 20 hours.
The first 2 times he did this, I was upset. I was really upset. Like, I don't know, it was more sadness that something was coming to an end, and I didn't know what to do. And I'd always try and talk him around, and then we'd compromise. We'd go, right, how about we try this or this or
once
this?
a month or twice a month.
Or I took over the full editing duties. We used to rotate. I went, look, I'll take it all on board. I'll keep producing so you can have more time to do things. I just need you to do the pictures because I'm bad at Photoshop.
Yeah, I wouldn't leave those pictures out. Yeah. I love those too much. Anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, you know, we've had bad times, but, you know, we're still here. We're still going. We're somehow still going through all this during these crazy times as well. But But yeah, I think a big thing that did solidify the podcast, as I said, we had the rickety road. Like, actually, before that, the third time Carl tried to break off the game train.
I've been trying.
I won't be here.
I don't want to be here.
I went. He was like, I won't be here for several months. I'm doing this. I went, all right. He's like, what? I went, I'll find someone else and I'll get fill-ins. It's fine. We'll work it out. I just by that stage, I was just like, you know what? I'll work out because I want to keep going with this. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
There was different people I spoke to. I think one was Mrs. Volante, etc. And she's filled in for Carl on a couple of occasions along the way, as has people like Mark Santo and
the start of Sad
Dave Pepper as well. They've both jumped in along the way when Carl hasn't been there. I've done, I think, a solo couple as well, but Carl's also done a solo one when I was away. Yeah. But yeah, we kept the train rolling, folks. We kept it going. I think that really solidified where we sat was PAX 2019, where we went back to PAX again. Carl missed 18 because he was playing Red Dead Redemption.
I had important things. There were other things.
I went solo. I went that solo, and that was where I met Mrs. L and hung out with her and a bunch of other cool
Thank you,
content
Mrs. L.
Thank you all for looking after me during 2018 PAX Circus. That was great. But yeah, I caught up with Joel briefly there as well, but he was too busy for me. It's alright, Joel.
He was hanging out with me playing Red Dead Redemption.
That's right. But yes, Generozity. PAX 2019. We went back and we got invited to Generozity by Joel. It's like, guys, we wanted to be part of the show, and we went, yes, let's do it. Yeah. And we got brought into this wonderful world of pure chaos but fun.
Oh, it's perfect.
Pure chaos.
This was my language right here.
But fun for a damn good cause.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
And they brought us on board, and we spent days with the Generozity crew. We met Joel, Toby, Ben, Sam, Austin again. We hung out with Austin again, and a bunch of other awesome people. And I think it was through that experience that I think Carl was like, I think we can keep this sort of whole content creation thing going. At this stage, I think it re-energized Carl.
Yeah,
I think it fueled his battery back up. He's like, let's go.
Well, once you can do something good by having talking about games and just being part of a community like this while pointing something towards cure cancer or any kind of charity like that, it felt like nothing I'd felt before. Like, I'd been involved in doing charity work, but going out and playing a gig and going home and being like, I don't know how I was involved or what I did. Yeah. But this one, I went home and was like, oh my God, I've never worked so hard for another cause that's not me. And I just was like, I just want to never stop doing it. Yeah. How can I afford to do this?
Yeah.
And that's all I want to know.
Yeah.
And wanted to do. It was just infectious every single day. And the more you see other people working hard, you want to work harder with them and alongside them. And it was it made me just be like, well, we can do this freaking podcast as well. This is easy compared to everything they're doing.
Yeah. And
it was magic.
Yeah, I think it gave us more purpose, and I think we just fed off the energy of everyone there, which recharged me as well. Because to be honest, I was feeling burnt out and tired by that stage myself, and I was questioning where it was all going, where it was all heading. So yeah, but yeah, from there we went. We, as I said at the start, we used to do record our own audio segments and then edit them together. In 2020, around there. In 2020, we started moving on to Twitch more, I think. After PAX, I think.
Well, because of Generosity.
We went,
this Twitch thing can work.
Let's stream the podcast. And I said, you know what? Rather than edit everything down, which was taking up a lot of time, I said, let's just leave everything raw as the conversation.
Hey, photos, Joel. Let's go.
Photos.
Love you.
Let's just keep the episodes raw as is the conversation, as we do it live on Twitch.
Yeah.
So the Twitch folks get the same experience as the people listening later through the audio as well. So we went with that, and that's what we've been doing since then. We're really, really enjoying how that works now, and the interaction that chat comes along the way helps make it as well, and it's fantastic.
It's awesome fun, and it's I love doing it on Twitch. It's not as clean and as perfect as when we used to record it, but it's less work, but it's just a lot more raw and on brand with all the stuff we do with Gen R's and how it's just kind of real and it's communicating with our family and which is all you guys in the chat, and we love that.
Yeah, exactly. I kind of like it rough around the edges. Yeah. Now. I've come to sort of really embrace it. At first, I was like, no, we've got to have everything fully edited and sound perfect. Now I'm just like, let's go. There's a bird or a horn in the background. It happens.
Let's go.
It happens. But
love it.
Folks, that's the journey so far, which has led us here today. But let's turn across to the chat right now. And folks, have you got any questions for us?
Yes.
Any questions at all in the chat? And we've got one straight away, Dav Paul. Are you aiming for 500 shows? I worked out it'll come in June 2057.
Oh shit! Oh my god! Is that if we do it every fortnight? Because if that's not it,
are you taking like the random hiatuses like this year where we had 7 weeks off? I don't know.
Oh, these are episode pictures, by the way.
Yes.
Look at Callan's hair.
Oh my gosh! Oh yeah, I love these. These are amazing. Folks that are watching now, you can see it up in the
listeners,
corner.
come back and watch this video somewhere on our YouTube.
Oh,
or
there's
Facebook.
Reef.
We're
going to shout him out later, but I'm going to say it now. Reef, thank you for your support. You're like our number one fan. He made the shirt first.
Right.
We decided to sue him.
We don't talk to him anymore.
We don't talk to him.
Damn
Reef has been a fantastic supporter of us along the way. But yes, questions.
Here we go. Genghis Khan.
Have you and Carl ever wrestled? Asked General.
Wait, where was that? Oh, wrestling.
No.
We would hurt ourselves.
Biggest game train highlight, the one moment you'd replay over and over again. I think
That's a great question.
E3 2018 and Generozity 2019.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with that. I think, or for me also is that feeling of speaking to a developer and getting that very first game, even if it was like just a small side nothing game that no one really talks about much anymore. It was still the game was actually a beautiful experience, Ryan.
Yeah.
But getting that first moment where it's like, oh, we're more than just talking in a garage about stuff. It felt really cool. There was like that bit of life in there, and that was a really beautiful moment.
Brianna Grace, what's your favorite podcast you've done?
Ooh.
You know what? I think it was PAX 2017, where we pretty much just went off the cuff in the recording studio where we met Joel. They had a great setup. Huh?
No, I thought you meant that one up on the tower. That was hilarious fun.
Tower?
Yeah, for the last Generosity. That was really good. You know, when we were at the top of the, and we had the building behind us and stuff.
That wasn't a podcast, man. We were playing Tetris.
I hate the podcast. Anytime we were not doing the podcast was my favorite podcast.
It would, I think it was the 2017 one because we just went off the cuff. We spoke PAX. It was, I think, the first time we've done it in a proper setup as well. And it was a really fun podcast. And we nailed our time slot. We're not nailing our time slot today. But yeah, it was really, really fun. How about you? Any others other than the fake building podcast?
Wow. No, I did like that one because was that the first time we met Austin as well? Was he doing the sound for us?
Yeah, that was really, really good.
There was just a whole vibe in there, and that room was awesome. And that felt, that was that like it just felt like. We were like, oh, look at all these mics and stuff in this room, and one day this could be us.
It was really, really good.
That was a lot of fun.
Dav Paul, what would your biggest regret be not having reviewed River Raid? We did
a whole River Raid podcast.
We did a whole River Raid podcast just for you, Dav Paul.
There's probably going to be the picture of it up here, which was the hardest picture I've done so far. Easy,
wow.
By far.
Generosity, what's your favourite piece of video game merch? Mine would be the little Sonic keyring that Sega Master Tim gave me back in 2019. Stop making me cry.
I didn't do
I know, it makes me emotional every time I talk about this damn thing. But he gave me this Sonic keyring. I've spoken about the story in the past. I can't go into it again because every time I do, I cry.
Wow, you big baby. No.
But yeah, no, that's
You're all right. We love you. You're okay.
Yeah,
it's
so
good crying's good emotions.
That definitely was. What about yours?
This Minecraft
water
bottle.
That's pretty cool,
right?
I know. I love it.
Yeah, I have it everywhere because hydrate. It makes me cry opposite.
Yeah,
the water inside.
Yeah, that's right. And the last question of the day. Thank you all so much for your questions because we've got to keep moving on here. Getting Swan, should I still do the E3 wrap up? Yes.
He was what? I mean, that was pretty good up there. With just
it was
together. We did it.
We've
done it.
Please do it.
Yes, Genghis Khan.
Yes.
We'll be talking about that a little later.
That's right. All right, folks. we're coming to the end of the episode now. Remember, you can always find us at twitch.tv/GameTrain, Twitch on Facebook, facebook.com/GameTrainPodcast, on Instagram at GameTrain Podcast, on Twitter at GameTrain Talk. Where can they find you, Carl?
You can find me on Twitch at _lyrical. Mm-hmm. I play music on Wednesdays and Mario Kart on Mondays and make the rest up.
Fantastic. Are we forgetting anything, folks?
So much.
Are we chat?
For sure.
Are we forgetting anything?
What did we...
I was just trying to see if that's it. Alright, guys. Okay. We've got one more thing, though. Got the Lame Love and Hype Train to finish this one off. That's right. We're about to finish this one off, guys. And let's roll straight into the Lame Train.
Okay, that was it.
Alright, I'll kick this one off real quick. We spoke about it before. The constant breakups. Almost breakups caused me a lot of stress.
You're so passionate.
It legit caused me a lot of stress and anxiety and things like that, and I hated it so much. Screw you and you trying to run away, but I kept bringing you back in.
So I'm here because I love to be here. It's a healthy relationship.
That's right. What is your Lame Train of the journey?
Well, mine was it got spoiled just earlier, is that Twan still hasn't done that E3 video. How good are those other videos he did?
I've got a question. What will be back first? E3 in person, so not this year, which is a digital only
Doesn't
event,
count.
or Twan's 2018 video card?
Well, so there's rumors that E3 may never come back, so my answer is that. That's the one. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Alright, let's rock into that love train, folks. Alright, what is your love train, Carl?
My love train is that all of this awesome stuff that's happened with us, with Generozity, with Game Train, everything, is because of the podcast. So my love train is no matter how hard I try to run away, Callan is right there, scorpioning me back, going, get over here. And I just can't go. And then I'm like, fine, let's do it. And then some of the best moments of my life has happened because Callan here is like, there's something here. Don't leave it. I know you think people listen to your music, but nobody does. Come do this thing and let's make a podcast. That's my love train.
Mine was I fell back in love with video games. I'd fallen out of love with them.
Wow, that's a good one.
And it's made me love the medium again and looking at it from a different way rather than just
not the game, the medium though, because
but yeah, just looking at it in a different way, more of a critical, analytical view or whatever along the way, and also the people that led us to, as we've mentioned names, and we will always bring up these people along the way, but all those folks that have met us through the podcast, etc. Thank you. Yeah, you guys rock. Thank you so much. All right, are you ready for your hype train for the 100th episode, mate?
Oh my god.
Okay, here we go, folks. Hype train. Carl, what's your hype train?
Okay, so those pictures over there, ever since the very first one, when we were episode 001, and then so on, and then we were like 099, I'm so excited to finally use all three of those digits.
Yeah.
I can use them all.
Yeah.
I get like 101 and one. Yeah. Like there's been this zero just looking at me, and it felt like if I didn't make it to 100, I would always have this like, welcome to the last one you did was 078 or something. I'm like, it was looking at me like a disapproving parent, and now I've made it.
Well,
I can't wait.
Actually, when I was posting up 98 and 99 the other day, I was doing 99 and putting that zero on, like, it's the last time I'll ever drop a zero in front.
Right?
Yeah.
Feels good, man. Yeah. I'm ready.
Yeah, that's good.
my hype train.
I really want to put a zero for 4 digits. No.
Wow, no 4 digits. Are you serious? You're thinking about 1,000 episodes? Could you imagine how old we'd be?
Yeah, and my hype train is to keep the train rolling. You know, we're not stopping yet.
The eternal engine.
No, we won't be going forever, but we'll still be going for a while, folks. And and also, I'm really excited to see the assets Joel is supposedly making up for us.
Oh my god,
I'm
so
excited for that. Like,
the transitions.
We're now 100 episodes. We've probably done 25 on Twitch, maybe.
Yeah. It's gonna be so
and
good.
We haven't had any cool effects and things while we go from segment to segment. So I'm getting this twine up there. Look at that, guys. I'm really excited to see what it comes up with. But yeah, that concludes the 100th episode, folks.
Oh my god, look at that. Look at that. That's very good.
Yeah.
How come we don't do our own ones?
I don't know. We'd just like to say a few thank yous as well to everyone that's shown support. Mm-hmm. Oh my god, I keep going. Everyone along the way that's supported us, it's been really good. I'm doing a Joel.
You are.
I'm doing a Joel.
We're just getting started,
oh
man.
my gosh, I know.
We're going to go get lunch after this. Think about that.
He cried just sitting back.
I know.
That conversation that started all that shit with the beer at PAX with Joel, like,
Yeah.
you guys seem cool.
Yeah.
And he's talked about this with us before, saying, like, he was like, I hope they say yes. I'm like, please, I hope we can help with Generozity. He's like, I wonder if they're gonna do it. And we walked away like, did we nail it? I don't think so.
Yeah.
And since that, we've done so much awesome stuff. And even in the actual podcast, like, everyone who's like, basically like sent us games to review and stuff like that. But all our listeners and people that chat in our communities, and then our live streams, that has been awesome. Like, just being on Twitch has changed so much. Like, I mean, during the pandemic, especially Callan was alone in a room for 6 months. Imagine if we didn't have that. And it was like, and Callan, you had your birthday with chat.
I did.
And it was freaking awesome. There was like a party there, and people like being friends and talking, and it's so uplifting when you feel alone, but you still have Twitch.
Yeah.
And it's like actually hanging out with people.
Yeah. I'd like to say thank you to Dad. He listens to every podcast, and it's so funny. Because he doesn't know anything about video games.
Well, he knows fucking River Raid, doesn't he just?
And also watching all my streams and that, even though he doesn't like video games, I don't know, he just likes to show his support, so thank you,
That's
Dad.
a good man. He's actually been to a Generozity meeting as well.
Yes, he has.
He's very involved.
And Joel, would you like to come down here for a second?
Joel, let's go. Let's move right in.
Alright.
Yeah. Let's go.
Oh,
Joe.
I'll sit into the fucking thing.
This is it.
Go, move it. Oh, fuck. Where am I sitting?
Right here. Look at this. I look like I'm blazing.
Middle?
Yeah.
Putting in the middle. Knee shots.
Hey,
here he is.
Jolie.
Hey, Joel. Welcome to Game Train.
No.
We both just wanted to say thank you so much for your support, for putting on these amazing events, and everything you've done. Sorry. I'm really sad.
I'm not leaving again. We got this.
Can someone clip that in chat?
It's been fantastic what you do and everything you've built, so thank you.
Don't cry, Callan.
You make Joel cry. This is great.
No, I feel better now that I'm in front of a camera. I don't think I'll cry. Thank God. I'm sitting back there and hearing this from you guys. Like, I don't know. It means a lot because generosity is a really dumb, fun thing, and it would fall apart completely if it weren't for the people that have come and joined it. I know that sounds like a
No, it's literally all that holds it up. I can see it back there.
And over here with Toby and with Ben and with Slee and with Austin, and everyone puts up with my crap because I've just got I am a whirlwind of like chaos and weird.
Perfect.
Like
the one time we let Joel do it by himself today, he shut it all down.
That's right.
That's true.
Right.
It was.
Yeah.
I wish I was joking.
But I'm proud of you guys.
Thank you.
And when I met you guys, I was like, when we did the podcast on the Promenade thing, which was Audio Technica.
Fuck yeah!
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
good. That's all right. That's good. That's good.
Thank you. When I met you guys, and you just had that like, there's definitely it comes down to something that's just like this like wide-eyed like enjoyment of everything to do with gaming.
He's like,
it's
like
like
people
people
enjoy
who
the industry. I get that.
yeah, I was like, I need to like get them before they get ruined by all these people that spend their whole lives saying, "Oh, I hate the fans. I hate working in this industry. I hate this. I hate that." All these people get into this amazing industry and then hate it, and it's like, why would you do that?
Yeah,
like this is an incredible industry that if you like love it for what it is, it's an amazing place to be, and it's such a special place to be.
Oh, it's the people, man. It's the people that makes it. So if it wasn't for the people, we still wouldn't be doing this.
I'm so happy you're crying.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so mean.
No, because I know how much this means to you. This is why I'm awake with 40 minutes sleep in my body or whatever.
So we're going to keep pressing on.
Sorry,
I'm so sorry to cut this short. Carl, anything else you'd like to say right at the end?
No, except for I just laugh hysterically and speak minimally when you're crying because I know that as soon as I start, I'll be a blubbering mess like you. So that's what I'm doing, just so you know. I'm like, ha 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 ha. So yeah. Thank you very much to everyone for helping this whole thing be a whole thing.
Yes, and thank you all for your kind comments in chat there. Thank you so much for the congratulations. It means a lot. Guys, folks in the chat there that is watching, Fundamace is up next. Paul is amazing. He's doing some Monster Hunter, which is fantastic. Oh, here he is. He's in the back. Yeah. Look at this man. I'm so happy for Paul. His weight loss journey.
You guys might not recognize him.
Eye-opening. It's absolutely incredible. What this man's achieved is absolutely stunning. So well done to you, Paul. Well done. And folks, next time, episode 101 of the Game Train Podcast. That's right, 3 digits.
Wow.
Yes, yeah, we are going to 101. We're going to be doing it next week.
Now it's called Game Train 101, so now you're going to do it. It's starting at the beginning.
No, it's episode 101. We will be reviewing Returnal on the PS5 and also talking new Pokemon Snap. So
Pokemon Snap, photo mode the game, guys. Get fucking ready.
Normal then, folks. Again, thank you everyone that has supported us over this journey. We appreciate you all.
So
thank you for joining us on Generozity. Fuck cancer. Let's raise as much money as we can, folks. Thank you for your donations, everyone. And yeah, that's it. We're going to roll it out there, folks.
No, we got the one last thing to say.
What?
This is Generosity Chaos. One last thing that's going to get into the podcast. I love how much you two love each other and go to such lengths to make sure you do not show it. I love how much you care about each other. And you'll both come to me and you'll be like, I think this would... I was thinking for Carl's segment, maybe his throat's really tired and we don't want him to sing too long. And he'd be like, I want to make sure Callan's like really... You both care about each other so much and you don't want to show it. And I love it even more.
All right.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Okay, on 3, guys. This is Big Game Train. 1, 2, 3. This is Big Game Train.
Train.